I'm gonna be sitting up here with these jumbo sprays, the breast ring.
What is that?
Exactly.
Just doing some weird shit.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah,
I took 10 of these accidentally.
Let me see it.
Not even accidentally. I did it on purpose. 1,000 milligrams of THC.
Damn.
No worries. No worries. You can go deep.
Peppermint spray.
It's legit.
Some
Gives
new
you
shit.
minty breath and
Yeah, it
puts you on
smells
Pluto.
nice.
Does.
Put you on Pluto.
Right there.
You would need that for a soccer
Slightly
companion.
above Pluto.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
though.
you need it. You can't really just go au natural. You can't. You start freaking out.
Even I would do that for a soccer companion.
Would you?
Yeah, that's a long companion. And there's not a lot of excitement.
You like the edibles to go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people like those.
Well, you know what? Not edibles anymore. The vapor pen to sleep.
Oh, really?
Edibles were giving me I almost felt like groggy in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe you just went too deep.
Maybe.
What milligram edibles were you taking?
I don't know. Not the Joey Diaz shit.
Nobody takes
Just literally just one hit from the vapor and I'll sleep like a baby.
Yeah, I
'Cause
can't do
I can't
those.
shut my mind off.
Joey Diaz style ones. Jamie doesn't get affected by them. Jamie,
Superpowers.
he's got superpowers.
It's
He's
a
got some
shitty
super
superpower.
resistance.
Out of all the
It's not a good
powers,
one to have.
What a terrible superpower.
Edibles, apparently, and this is not uncommon because Mike Schmidt, who's my guest yesterday, apparently has the same issue. He doesn't, edibles do not affect him. Mike smokes a lot of weed, so maybe that has something to do with it, but Jamie does not get high. But you tried Tums. Someone told you.
I ate 3 Tums and then gave it like a half hour to try to set in and then tried a 150 milligram cookie.
Where'd you get the idea of Tums? Is that
Someone on Twitter? I've
Twitter?
never heard it. I've asked
That's
lots
some
of people
pothead
before,
shit.
different potheads, different nutrition. I think I've even asked Rhonda Patrick when she came in one time if she had any idea.
You
Like,
wasted her time. So.
we had 5 minutes to
Right?
kill.
God, dog.
I figured I'd ask.
She was like, what?
I know. She might have just said, I have no idea. I don't remember what her answer was. But I've never heard the Tums acid thing with the 11-hydroxy metabolite. as
Yes.
It's called. It might have a thing. I also asked my dad, who's been eating it for a long time, since the 60s, 70s.
Damn, your dad be getting high?
Yeah, well.
Dad's been going deep.
He said it could
He
be
said
like
from the
maybe
the
70s.
genetic
Nixon
thing.
administration.
70s, goddamn.
Well, he's a hippie guy.
Yeah.
But like his sister, who'd be my aunt, also doesn't have any reaction to it. So
What a shitty superpower.
I don't know if it's a genetic thing. Could be some weird DNA switch that's not on or
There's
off,
no
but I have
advantage.
no idea.
My mom
So-
and my stepdad are in Boulder right now, and they're retired. They're doing the world tour. They're going everywhere.
Tight,
They
man.
live in Mexico, and they travel all over the place. They're living a beautiful life
That's
in their
cool, man.
retirement. I love it. Anyway, they made my mom wait in the car because my mom didn't have her license on her. She went to a pot store. They went to a pot store together.
In Mexico?
No,
Oh,
in
in
Boulder.
Boulder.
In Boulder. And my dad went in with my mom, and my mom had to wait in the car. They go, bitch, you got to get out of here.
Really?
You don't have your ID.
What the
They're
fuck?
they're so, even though it's legal, she's in her fucking 60s. And they're like, yeah, no, we don't trust you.
Got a wrong and tight shit, man. You never know.
Isn't that crazy? Like you don't have your ID. So you got to wait in the car, ma'am.
That
Never
is
been in a
weird at
She's
60.
she's a grandma.
That is weird at 60.
I mean, obviously she's over 21.
I've seen him get denied at like a liquor store. I get
That is
pissed.
so
That's
funny.
ridiculous,
It's
man.
so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have some crazy disease, it makes you look like a grandma. But even then, if you do, you should let them have their pot and their booze anyway.
Can they get shut down, though? Like if someone came and was like, let me see everyone's IDs.
Boy, I guess. I mean, I guess you could. But you would have to prove that they weren't the right age. You would have to like be selling someone underage. All my mom would have to do is go to her hotel room and go, hey, fucko. I'm 69 years old.
Also, no cop's going to be like, ma'am, are you sure?
Yeah, they're going
Sure
to
as
look at
fuck
her.
not 21.
Yeah, she's going to go, whoa, I didn't know.
Have you been in some of those weed shops in Denver? It's like the iPad store.
It's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I'm a big fan of legalization, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Montana, where I was just at, apparently they just, in August, a new draconian measure kicks in, and they're trying to put the kibosh, all those fucking ranchers and cowboys out there, they're trying to put the kibosh on the pot movement out there. And what they've done is they put like some heavy restrictions on the amount of people that doctors can prescribe marijuana to, the amount of people that caregivers can prescribe it to or dispense it to. Like if you're a caregiver, you can't just, like in LA, perfect example. I have a license. I go to a store. that might serve fucking 1,000 people. Who knows? It might serve more than 1,000. You go in there and there's just tons of people all over the place. Everybody has prescriptions, and it doesn't matter. But in Montana, they're making it pretty difficult.
You better have a legit reason.
Yeah. Well, we were staying at this hotel called the Element in Bozeman, and right across the street was this pot shop. And I was looking at it, I was like, perfect, right there. And then I'm like, whoa, I wonder what kind of restrictions they have. So then I Googled it, and I'm like, oh, boy, it's about to come down on them.
Well, but the thing with Montana, didn't Denver set the blueprint? Like people are getting rebate, like tax rebates. Denver's like, we have too much money. We cannot store it. Just give it to the people.
These ranchers, they don't even read in the newspaper. They get smoke signals. They're barely paying attention to what's going on in the rest of the free world.
Damn it.
I don't know who's doing it. I don't know who's voting. There's just a lot of people that have this idea that pot smokers are dumb and lazy and a problem, and they don't understand. There's a lot of pot smokers like you or like me that work hard as fuck and are just adults. And we want to be able to do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Don't go to Venice Beach because that ain't going to help your cause.
Not going to help your cause.
One of those doctors, I went in there talking with those doctors like, this is so fucking shady and everyone in here is a loser.
Well, Fitzsimmons was talking to me about the last time he was in Denver. He's like, there's a few too many kids playing hacky sack on the street.
Yeah, they have a point there, some, but you can't generalize everybody.
Well, when you get a place like Denver, the problem is it becomes a magnet to people that are attracted by legalization. A lot of those people they're listless or drifters.
Sure.
Or they're people that are they're like, this is going to be the place where I could be me, man. Mm-hmm. Whereas if it was legal everywhere, they would stay where they are.
Yeah, they're just gonna chill.
Yeah, they wouldn't have to go somewhere to get pot. So if you like, you should keep the natural ecosystem of losers in all their natural environments. But when you have one place and it's the only place where they can get pot.
Them bitches are all over Denver and Venice.
I wish there was a way you could give people an understanding of what motivation and discipline can reward you with. Like, I really do.
What do you mean? Understanding? You don't think social media, Instagram, and seeing you commentating stuff like that does that for people?
Maybe to
like
some.
In what sense,
but
Joe?
I mean, some people that are just like, say, let's put it this way. Say if you had a kid, obviously you do have a kid, but say if you had like a 20-year-old and he's just a fucking doper where he wake and bakes and doesn't get anything done. He's just always like hanging out with his friends and playing video games, and he's just a fucking loser. Yeah. I wish there was a way you could show someone like that. Like, I know that you're getting some comfort and satisfaction out of just laying around, doing nothing, eating, getting fat. But your life would feel better and richer if you had a goal, you chase that goal, you accomplish some things, you would get this boost of confidence, you get this boost of self-esteem, like whatever it is that you're into doing. Maybe you're into drawing comic books. Maybe you're into making fucking pottery or sculptures, but find whatever the fuck that is and pursue that instead of doing nothing. Like the people that are doing nothing, those are the real people. I mean, look, doing something might be as simple as like that Alex Honnold guy. He just climbs rocks. But he's world-class rock climber. Though. It's something.
And it's also a goal of his, and he's also the best at it, right?
Yes, yeah.
But those people who smoke pot all day and do that, those are also the guys who hate on Joe Rogan for being in shape. You know what I'm saying? Or being disciplined. Or get on Kevin Hart's Instagram and hate on him. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't – it's their own insecurities. I see what you're saying. But I would assume they would get motivated by seeing other people do something with their lives. Like that should be motivating, not –
yeah, but if you grew up with losers and you're around a bunch of people with shitty attitudes, especially if it's in your household, I was very lucky that both my mom and my stepdad, they're the least hater people I've ever met in my life. They're just not haters in any way. Like if someone's doing well, they're always like, "Wow, look at this guy," or like, "Wow, look at her," or "Wow, look at him." There was never any hate in my house in terms of other people's success. But if you grow up with a dad and your dad's like, yeah, all these rich assholes, this fucking pussy, he thinks she's a badass, and this fucking, there's people that look at other people's success and instead of saying, wow, that guy did a lot of work. Like the way, I'm a successful person, but the way I look at Kevin Hart, he exhausts me. Or The Rock. Those guys exhaust me. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, I feel lazy next to those guys. Like, they do so much. Like, those guys are so overbearingly ambitious, but some people, they see that and they compare themselves and they don't like it, so they start getting really shitty and it's like a natural feeling to try to chip away at that person. Fuck that little Kevin Hart. I'll fucking smack him in his mouth. I see him. First of all, he's not fucking funny.
Yeah.
And you see like the mean, nasty shit that people say to him. Like he went back and forth with some woman on Instagram was saying that his girlfriend is only with him for his money.
It was hilarious.
Like, just... It's amazing that he decided to engage.
Yeah,
but
he said he was like, just got done running. Now he's doing all that run. I just bought his shoes, by the way. However,
he has his own shoes.
His own Nike shoes. I'm like, I gotta support that. And I need new trainers, so I bought them.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so he's on.
Don't even pull up a picture of those, you son of a bitch. Look at him. Jamie got all excited.
They're dope though. They're dope.
Okay, let me see them.
They have like his motivational quotes on them.
No!
I was like, I have to support this. You got to. A guy doing his fucking thing. But yeah, he's talking about he's on there, and he's like the only reason because it was a picture of his his girl fiance or something like that. It's like the only reason why she's with you because you're famous and because you're money.
Look at that.
Look at that shit.
Health is wealth. Wait a minute, that's not his saying.
Yeah, it is, dog.
Aspire, work,
hustle hard.
Hustle hard. Yeah, all over his shoes.
You see my ass on Instagram just doing work in those things.
They are Kevin Hart shoes. Like it says hustle heart on the tongue. That's hilarious.
And inside it says Kevin Hart.
That's hilarious.
How can you not appreciate that?
You gotta appreciate what he's doing. I mean, all over the fucking shoes. I mean, look, if anybody gets those and it makes them work a little bit harder and they achieve more success because of that, fuck yeah, good for them.
Yeah, I just support him. It's legit.
Yeah, he's doing box jumps and shit. Look at him there. There
He's created this huge movement, man. Any town he goes into, he does all these 5Ks and 10Ks and all that shit. It's pretty cool.
He's a smart dude, man. He's smart. He's motivated. He's positive. You gotta love it.
I just had a talk with a mutual friend of ours where we were talking about work, and I said it's all relative because you look at I used you, I used a bunch of guys who are in the same field, and it's like you look at the amount of work they're doing compared to what you're doing. And it's just, I mean, work, man. Like, I think our definition of work is completely different. Because I think someone might look at Joe Rogan and say, all right, he sold out this theater, he's doing this UFC thing, but you didn't start there. Like, it's overwhelming if you look at the huge picture of the body of work of a guy who's successful, but he started just like you did somewhere, man.
Right.
But people see that and they just get shut down because it's too much of a hill to climb.
They look at it in terms of like, I will never sell out 50,000 people in Philadelphia like Kevin Hart did. So fuck this.
Kevin didn't start there though.
Yeah.
Kevin started just like you did.
Yep.
Didn't have shit.
Yep. He is just a guy that is just on fire with his energy, and it's just his power is just, he's just got a lot of passion and drive, and he just goes. And he also, he reiterates that work ethic, reiterates it all the time. I work hard. You know, you go to his Twitter account, it says like, my name's Kevin Hart and I work hard. Like, that's like, that's a big
rock
part,
star shit.
big part of who he is. So I think, some people just, they don't understand that if you just keep doing that, it does pay off. And so they just get overwhelmed. And again, they start hating. Or
It's hating. Yeah, and like when I was listening to the Joe Schilling podcast, he was talking about, he just came off that loss. I meant to reach out. I text you and I meant to call him, but he was focused on it, and he's given that power. It's like, Joe, you're doing great shit, man. Anyone who's doing successful stuff, even though you lost, you're still one of the baddest men on the planet.
You mean the hecklers and the haters?
Yeah, that stuff. It comes with the territory, man. If you weren't doing shit, they're not going to hate on you. So giving them power and acknowledging that, it's just you're going to deal with that whether you won or lost, man. It comes with the territory.